Guild Wars 2's third expansion, End of Dragons, is by far the most polished, impactful, and highest quality expansion to hit Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons does not pose the question of, should you play this expansion? No, it poses the question of, when should you play? Taking your first steps into Cantha are some of the most breathtaking and mesmerizing. Graphically, End of Dragons has stepped up their game and offers the viewers with various perspectives. From the grassy hills, floral fields, shining waters, to the snow-capped mountains of Seitung Province, the environment art is a standout. When it comes to exploration and seeing what is behind those waterfalls, Guild Wars 2 has always nailed that aspect down. And in End of Dragons, this is no different. Cantha even takes it one step further with smaller spirit chest puzzles. These puzzles require you to do anything from smashing a bunch of boxes to following the cloud of wisps to uncover an extra chest. Cantha leaves you with a sense of, just what might I find if I take that extra step? Heart quests have also seen a return, and some are surprisingly high quality when you look at them from a perspective of a teaching tool. Pertaining to the lack of tutorial-esque systems, the heart quests in Cantha seem to be fulfilling on that front. So no matter if you are a veteran to dragon slaying or a new adventurer stepping foot into Cantha, brush up your skills with heart quests and feel more primed to take on the bigger dangers that lie ahead. Wish to vanquish world-shattering bosses alongside an armada of players? End of Dragons open-world maps each offer up large-scale meta events that will leave players coming back day after day to play alongside their fellow adventurers. Or do you wish to kick back and take in the ambiance? Fishing and skiffing are two new masteries for the expansion and have captured my heart more than I ever imagined. As someone who does not gravitate towards the R&R aspect of video games and prefers the action of boss battles, I was surprised to find myself wanting to fish. It seems like Guild Wars 2 just has that magic touch. Guild Wars 2's combat has never faltered. From dynamic skill systems, the use of actively dodging away from attacks, comboing with friends, to aiming or selecting your supportive abilities on allies, Guild Wars 2 has the best combat. In Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons, they have taken it even a step further. The open-world PvE experience holds more variety of combat than ever before. Fighting basic mobs will teach you their manageable, yet still dangerous, skills. But as you encounter the same enemy type that has ranked up from veteran all the way to champion, they will utilize new skills that the basic types cannot. This ensures the combat of End of Dragons never falters and becomes dull. Additionally, it creates a healthy and logical way to introduce more and more challenges to newer players, with a clear identifier of increased challenge. This is not the only addition to Guild Wars 2's combat, however. The Spectre, the Thief Elite specialization for End of Dragons, is the first class to introduce single-target healing abilities to the game. As a longtime lover and player of support and healing classes, I was enthused to hear the news and even more excited to play it. With single-target healing introduced, it unlocks a slew of possibilities for development to play with. Hopefully, other healing and supportive abilities are reworked and touched up to fit this style soon, and to bring more balance to the extremely powerful nature of support skills. With more varied encounters in the open world and new ways to go about helping allies, it is important to utilize Guild Wars 2's extremely flexible and user-friendly class system. Have a group of enemies applying too many conditions on you? Swap out a few utilities to manage it, or take to the build tab and select other traits to cleanse them. And yes, I am happy to report you will be encouraged to take skills that have long since fallen to the background of the PvE experience, due to the wider use of boons and conditions by enemy NPCs. Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons utilizes strike missions to draw in players to the endgame of the expansion. The strike missions of End of Dragons are repurposed story bosses that are brushed up for 10-player battles. Such encounters are not to be taken lightly, with mechanics that will swiftly strike you down if not paying attention, Movement, group coordination, and class understanding will be vital to success. Looking for even more challenges? Well, End of Dragons will be increasing the difficulty of strike missions even more a short while after launch. Challenge modes will be infused into these fights, vastly increasing the difficulty of each of the bosses. This is a challenge you won't want to miss out on. By taking down strike missions, players gain green profit crystals, a currency used to purchase ascended gear and new unique weapon skins and armor. Strike missions now also have a stronger connection to the crafting of legendary gear and weapons, with the player being able to obtain mystic coins and clovers through strike missions. And even more than that, with the near launch of challenge modes, players will be able to gain legendary insights when vanquishing a challenge mode boss. This further helps players gain more from not only playing strike missions, but by also playing raids, Guild Wars 2's other endgame mode. Be it strike missions or raiding, PvE players will have plenty to do in Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. Speaking from the heart, End of Dragons has my favorite soundtrack out of all the soundtracks by ArenaNet and their music team. From grand anthems to fuel your battle spirit, to the calming, airy quality of the chimes and wind instruments, the music portfolio for End of Dragons is enchanting. Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons, an experience truly worth every second. This expansion has something for everyone and imparts a sense of a new beginning for the MMO. Gigantic boss encounters, a beautiful conclusion to a decade-long story arc, newly realized combat systems, and increased class customization. With a strong sense of what this expansion set out to accomplish, End of Dragons is a game you need to experience for yourself. The only question remains: will you forever take your place in Tyria's history? Thank you for watching. If you would like to support the channel, like, share, and subscribe for further coverage of Guild Wars 2. As I mentioned, this is not a matter of should or shouldn't, but of when. And the best time is as soon as possible. So, if you would like to order the expansion or try Guild Wars 2 for free, use my links below. Wish to watch more End of Dragons videos? Click on the videos on screen. Take care everyone, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.